Welcome everyone to week 22 of the Game of Thrones podcast. Today is a very special podcast for two reasons. We've got an international manager dialing in today, young James himself. Hi James.
Hello everyone. Good to be here.
And also this is Edward's last podcast as a FDM employee working for HSBC. Ed, welcome.
Thank you, good to be here.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so let's get down to business.
What about me?
Oh yeah, we got Sham as well.
Straight away. And John.
John, I forgot about John.
Leave John last, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly,
But I mean, double champion right over
Yeah,
here.
but we've got two, we've got royalty here.
Okay.
Ed and James.
Ed and James are royalty. Yeah, that's it. That's true.
So without further ado, let's get down to business. Game 22 was another very interesting one. We had the former champion versus the pretender, Mihir versus Sham. We had the FDM challenge, James versus John. We had Nicholas versus Binesh. Myself versus Dan. And the bottom of the table clash, the 6-pointer, Greg versus Ed.
Amazing fixture list,
Yeah,
right?
it was a very, very good fixture list.
Everyone needed a win. Everyone was out competing for each other. It was incredible, and some cheated their way to success and won. So I mean, we had people that dug deep and managed to win. Other people won convincingly, and then the one person that cheated their way to win.
Yeah,
But
so
we'll talk about that more later.
I think we should start with the top of the table clash, or should I say, the former champion versus the man at the top of the table at the moment. It was Mihir versus Sham. Sham came out on top with a 38-35 victory, Kevin De Bruyne special, and a David De Gea blunder. So Sham, let's talk about you first. How you feeling?
Incredible. I actually thought I was going to lose. I mean, you look at a team like Mihir's and you just think, you know what, he's Frankenstein this up amazingly well. This is the second time he's done a Frankenstein team, and like this one has to be better than his first team that he built together. And I was already expecting. Oh, have we got another person joining the podcast?
It's Mihir.
Yay!
Hey,
Mihir.
Mihir.
Right in
Good
time.
timing.
We're
Yeah.
just talking about our game.
Yeah.
How you feeling? You're not in a depressive mood, are you?
So,
Yes, carry on.
Carry
so
on.
Sham, just to touch on your point, so Mihir did do a Frankenstein, but it was a poor man's Frankenstein.
Yeah.
But I think your team is so strong anyway that no matter what we would put up, I think if we had a collective, let's take down Sham, our teams would not be strong enough anyway.
I don't know. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for the kind words about my team. But I mean, I had to sacrifice a lot to get Aubameyang in, and I needed a talisman striker, and I wanted him so bad. I knew I was going to take a massive sacrifice.
You've got Rashford hitting form at the moment.
Rashford's hitting some amazing form.
You've got Jimenez. You had Jimenez.
That was
his goals and assists were one of the best around. Yeah,
were the best around in any strikers. And it looks like we've got another person joining.
Got James on. Sorry, I cut out.
Ah, okay, no worries. It's good to have you back.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's just no. So I knew this round was a transitional round for me. Like I am building my team for the last 2/3 of the league, and I am going to win this league. And to do that, I need someone up front. So I've sacrificed my midfield just for a short time. I will build that midfield back together because I still have the resources to make, people's lives much better. And we're gonna try and make that through. So when it came to this week, I fully expected for us to lose, EFR. But we managed to do just enough. I mean, Salah getting the main points of 11, Alisson getting that clean sheet of 6, and Rashford as well with that 7. But even then, coming to that last game, Manchester City against Wolves, and De Bruyne sitting on the bench and Laporte sitting for Mihir, I genuinely thought I was going to lose by 1 point, which was just devastating. Because as much as people say that I made a big play about building a Frankenstein team, or I'm just saying I'm taking a round off, I still don't want to lose. I'm not like John, which is comfortable for losing all the time. I actually want to win. I want to win games.
Yeah.
And
so let me cut you there.
Let me
So I think let's speak to Mihir first. Mihir, your thoughts on building a Frankenstein team, Sham being in transition, and your De Gea brain fart, I think fair to say.
Well, I think obviously the loans clearly backfired. I mean, during the week, bringing in Aguero and then hearing he was doubtful was a big blow. Obviously, De Gea didn't expect him to keep a clean sheet and play that well against Tottenham, so I benched him. I loaned out Lindelof. So obviously, the loans backfired this week. It was close anyway, regardless of that. I think Sham did well in the sense of cancelling out some of the players I had, and then it was just going to be down to our star players. So for him, Salah, for myself, didn't really have any star players that week to come in and do the job. Well, I had Mane, he let me down again. But obviously, I'm obviously sad to lose the game, but I think the way Sham went about it this week, I think I lost a lot of respect for him as a manager. He was someone that I looked up to as a manager, the team he built, the ruthlessness about the way he went with his trades and business. But this week he was already making excuses before the game started. That's not what a great manager does. You know, the good managers, they relish these big games, the big occasions. Just like Nick, he was making excuses about the Frankenstein team. Whereas Abby, when the Frankenstein team got built against you, you know, you took it on the chin, you expected it. So I think this week, Sham, the way he went about it was pretty bad.
So to sum up, what Mihir is saying is Game of Thrones would be lesser if you have a champion like Sham winning the league, as opposed to the noble Mihir and the way he took everything in his stride. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
But I think before we move on to any other games, John, your chance to respond to what Sham just said about you.
So I agree with what Mihir said. But at the same time, Mihir did build a very poor man's Frankenstein team, which is why he lost the game and only scored 35 points. With a Frankenstein team, it's just not good enough. But Sham, on the other hand, he went about things all the wrong way. His team is crumbling. Yes, he made good trades to get in Aubameyang, which is a striker, what he needed. But it's come at the price of his team. And if you look at the points that his team is scoring these days, 38 points is not what it takes to be a league leader. And time will tell what happens with his team.
I think it's quite telling that 5 of his players also had 0 points this game week.
5 of his players. That's
Sham.
impressive.
So 3 on the bench who had zeros, and it's in his team.
I think,
Mihir?
yeah, I think also to add, Sham, he said obviously he's won the last 2 rounds, so he came out saying he doesn't care about this round, he doesn't care about this game, but he bought in Aubameyang, he bought in the most free agents, the most waivers. So obviously he did prep a lot for this game, and it just shows that before he was scared and making excuses, and I didn't expect that of him.
I expect Sham to be scared.
I agree with all your points, and
Yep.
you know, I'll take them on, and they are your opinions. That's fine. But when it comes down to me making free waivers, this is what every league manager should do. I mean, people down at the bottom looking to stay away and stay clear of the bottom 3. They should do that. They should they realise they've got a bunch of players that are getting zeros and getting 1s and 2s. You should nuke your team and build something from the farm. Take that risk. And when it came down to me taking that time off, that didn't stop me from farming. I mean, I'm still going to farm. I'm still going to win a game. I'm still going to try my hardest to win a game. And it shows that I did it.
So what about these accusations that you're scared and that every night you look under your bed for Mihir?
Yeah. No, I do. Genuinely. I think Mihir is by far one of the greatest managers in this league and in these type of fantasy footballs. His knowledge of the game is super impressive, and the fact that he has not won against me this season just shows how good my team is and how much I've improved from last season.
Yeah.
Because last season, in a whole season with only 6 people in a team, I only managed to beat him once, and that was when he was taking. And that week, he said he was taking that week off. He didn't even make any transitions. He didn't even look at the league that weekend. So, it just goes to show, right? Although granted I am in a transitional period, I still want to win a game, and I will still try, and I'll still push to win a game.
Okay.
And my way to do it this time round was to look at the farm.
So that game result was 38-35. So congratulations to Sham for winning and going 3 points clear. So let's move on to the next game.
We didn't get James's opinion.
James, James, next time. So now let's flip it and let's go to the bottom of the table clash, the 6-pointer between Ed and Greg. Ed won this one, and this was another game that went to the last game of the week, with Greg needing Mahrez to get some points, and Mahrez decided to stay in Nigeria and not play at all. So Ed, you won by 5 points, 39-34. Congratulations on the victory.
Thank you.
Are you now 3 points clear of?
So 3 points above Greg at now at the moment.
Yep.
So yeah, for me it was a good game week. I chose Nasri as my top waiver this week. I had the option for Digne after the legal proceedings, and but I thought Nasri was a good bet in the longer term, because obviously he's got a good history. It is a risk, but I'll take that. But he got me 6 points, so it helped me win this game week.
So Digne actually got 12 points.
He got 12 points this week, but I say that's why I said in the longer term I think Nasri as that midfielder, and it was good. Okay, he's had that 18 months out, but I think he's got a good track record, and I think it could be a worthwhile sign.
There's also been accusations that you were very sneaky this week, and somehow Greg has got an injury and he's now limping.
Yeah. Interesting, that one.
Yeah, so I cannot comment on this. Contact my lawyers if you need to.
Greg says he was walking the dog.
Fifth Amendment.
James, do you want to comment on this one?
Yeah, I think, Ed, you've done really well here. Bringing in Nasri, I think your defence really kind of outplayed themselves. I mean, Cathcart and Morrison particularly getting a clean sheet. You've done well there.
With the Cathcart.
Yeah, I am nervous that you and I are on the same points again, and I'm 3 above Greg. It is going to be close, but yeah, you've done some good trades there. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, the Cathcart one was a bit of a worry this week after he scored an own goal quite early in the game, but luckily he turned it around a bit. Yeah.
It's a good bit. John, any comments?
Yeah, I just want to heap loads of praise onto Ed. He's in the room smiling today, and he deserves it. I've spoken to him over the last few weeks, questioned him about what he's going to do with his team. He said, "Don't worry, the changes are coming." He farmed well. I watched the game, the Arsenal-West Ham game, and Nasri was very influential for West Ham. And if he continues like that this season, he'll score you a lot of points. So well done on that victory.
So Ed has also brought in Leno and Doherty.
Yeah.
Doherty's a very good defender.
Yeah.
So I think he's making some good changes.
Yeah.
And his team is getting stronger.
Yeah, Doherty didn't start this week because they had Man City, so there's not a chance of 5 points on that. The only problem I had, I should have played Fabianski over Leno in the end, but I thought West Ham was scoring.
Yeah, no worries. And just like that, we've had Dan Dixon enter the room, fashionably late.
It's all about the end result.
Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So this is a controversial James versus John. John won by a single point, 48-47, but there's a lot of controversies around
The Hong
this.
Kong assassin versus
So
the cheat.
let's let the champion speak first. John, thoughts on this?
So, went into this game extremely confident. James has, in my opinion, a very bad team. I just for the sake of it, I decided to loan out 2 very good players, Piera and Mane, to Mihir, and I was, extremely confident. Went away, took 48 points, which was the highest for this week's games. So I would have beat anybody, any one of you guys. I would have beat you.
You should try that every week.
Okay, let me finish here. Just like Sham, my team has gone through a bit of a transitional period. We went from being the best team in the league. I let Aubameyang go just to spice up things within the league. And then my team started to plummet. We went through the Christmas period where we could barely scrape 20 points. We went to the farm. Who did we pick up from the farm? We picked up quite a few players. So Townsend came in, Fernandinho came in, Pedro came back, Alderweireld came in. And now we are a new team. We're taking on the likes of James, who scored the second highest points. Congratulations to him. I didn't think that he would push us so hard for this win, but did what we had to do. On to the next one.
So James, just a few points raised here. John mentioned that he thought he'd beat you so easily that he could loan out a few players. John's speaking about his farming methods and his choice of spices. What are your thoughts on all this?
Well, there's a lot to cover there. John, you're so confident, yet you're lying in one position above me in the table.
Maybe you shouldn't react to me. Maybe you should talk about your own game.
Hey, listen, you were talking about your team.
Okay,
yeah, talk about your own game.
You gave me time.
Okay.
The players you've had along your journey this season?
Yeah, many. Made some disappointing trades, but I've learned a lot about it. That hopefully I can take into next year. But there's a long list of players that I've traded out and shouldn't have. Pogba most recently.
Hey, that was a good deal. That was a good deal.
Why was that a good deal?
Willian, you got Willian. He got 8 points. Pogba only got 5.
Well, collate it over the last 3 or 4 matches, and I have lost out.
No, I agree. I genuinely wanted to help you out there, but I did not expect. I knew Pogba was going to come good, but I didn't expect him to be that good. So,
and James, has also been rumblings about a certain controversy that's been going on. Do you believe there has been some cheating?
Yeah,
cheating going on. What are your thoughts on this, James?
Nothing new with culprit, but it doesn't affect that game week. So that's how it happens. But hopefully Nick can get what he needed out of that proposed trade or whatever it was. That's my input.
John, response, please.
I need more information. I don't know what you're talking about.
well, you do. I mean, there's a situation going on between you and Nick.
There's an allegation. Doesn't mean that there's been any cheating.
So what's the allegation?
So what's the allegation? Like, what have you and Nick been talking about over WhatsApp over the last couple of weeks? I mean, like he's saying that he gave you a player and he expected a loan player back.
I'm not sure we can discuss the workings of an open investigation, can we?
Oh, we can get an opinion. We can get a statement, like an outside statement. Like, when like reporters sitting outside of a legal cleric and saying, like, what's your...
I thought John's solicitor had already said his piece this morning.
But we've given him an open forum.
Yeah, there's an open forum, just speak.
My lawyer would not like me speaking when he's not present, so I'm going to remain...
Who's your lawyer?
Johnny Cochran.
The glove doesn't fit. So, guys, what are your thoughts on John's performance against James?
Sorry, I just need to flick onto it. I think, John's been doing some amazing, getting some amazing points recently. He was completely miserable, completely awful in the last couple of weeks, last round. But he's turned it around massively. Sterling's performing quite well. Lacazette has been showing some good form, and he's been farming out well as well. His spine is it's up there with one of the best in the league, with Edison, David Luiz, Sterling, and Lacazette. But it's the problem he's faced is with everyone else, whether they can keep up with the points. And over the December period he hasn't. He's showing some strong will now. But that's the thing. He plays well against other team, other managers around his level, and with all fairness to James and James's team. But when it comes down to the big players, he always runs away and hides, and his players are a no-show.
So what you're saying is he's a big fish in a small pond.
Pretty much.
Well, I've got you next week, Sham, and I can guarantee I'm going to beat you.
You said the same the last 2 times we played each other. It's getting a bit boring now. Like, what else are you going to say?
Let's go back to this whole Sham.
How many times have I beat you?
A little scared manager.
How many times have I beat you?
I've already
You
heard.
farm out about 3 or 4 of your players and you still win.
I've already heard that
Guaranteed.
you're trying to get
All right.
loans in against me because you
Let's-
fear my team.
Let's bet. Let's bet.
You fear
Let's
my team.
Let's do a 2-1 bet right here, right now, because you're feeling so confident. If you win, I will give you 1 member from my spine of my player. If I win, I get 2 of your players, my pick. Let's do
That
this.
doesn't sound like a big manager to me.
That
Oh,
doesn't.
you're the
Doesn't
one,
sound like a big manager
well,
to
you're
me.
the one that's saying
Sounds
that
like
you're very
somebody who
confident.
needs players, who needs help.
Well,
That's
no.
right. He's kind of right there.
He's
Because,
very confident, right? So
but like, let's forget players. I say we do a Jaiwala bet. That way, no teams get hurt, and the loser goes and gets tea for either the winner or for everybody.
I feel like that's your solution to everything.
Mate, you haven't tried Jaiwala yet.
food straight away. All right, I'll do that. I'll do that. Loser basically buys breakfast for everyone.
Jaiwala, so it's like a tea and some cake.
Yeah, tea and cake for everyone, for every other manager.
Can I get chicken feet in Hong Kong, please?
Well, the loser has to arrange some sort of delivery in Hong Kong as well.
You can see the confidence
this.
that is just
Let's do this.
radiating out of me. That I'm well into this. But just for the podcast, can you just state why it is that you're so scared and who you're trying to bring in to play against my team?
How am I scared?
Who you trying
How
to
am I
bring in?
scared?
Well, today is Tuesday, and already there's been. Please, can I get players? I'm playing against John. Please.
Am I?
This
saying
is what
that?
I'm hearing.
Am I saying that?
This is what I'm hearing.
Well, some
Might
of
be
your...
those voices in your head.
Yeah, I think it definitely does sound like the voices in his head. But
So you've not made
Even if they're farms.
any attempts for any loans.
even if they're farms,
My point.
what is
exactly.
the like? I mean, I'm still gonna smash you, and it's in well within the laws. Same with Mihir. Mihir farmed out.
No,
He
it's
built
fine. It
Frankenstein.
is within the
He
laws.
built
Guys, let's move on because this might get physical. Just to sum up, so any final thoughts on John versus James this week?
It's interesting, James's man management skills, I think, are in question with Arnautovic waving goodbye to his fans. I think that sends a statement that they're not happy playing for Hong Kong FC. He's had problems with Ings and his treatment of fans, leading to a suspension as well. I think you need to look after your players better, James.
And John, he's actually been on a very good run recently, so hats off to him. He did say he had the best team in the league, and at the moment he's showing it. When I thought you gave away Aubameyang, I'm going to start laughing at you. I knew that. But you've gone on a run after that.
I did
I'm
it.
impressed.
You know, when you let a big player move, there's a lot of movement within the league, and it's worked out for the best.
So
Everybody's
whilst I
picked
don't
up
believe that
players.
statement,
Yeah.
it has worked out for the best.
Yeah.
So kudos to you. Ed, any final thoughts?
No, I just think both need to back up their claims now in this game week. It'll be interesting to see the result, and they need to sort this bet out so we can get some free
Easy.
breakfast.
Yeah, no, definitely. Free breakfast for everyone in the managers, every
Yep.
manager in the
Yep.
league.
Shook on it, perfect.
Perfect.
Yep.
Right, cool.
We have
And you're gonna get
confirmation.
smashed anyway. And even if you do
But-
win
but-
by
but
any sort of
that's because
races,
that's-
like I'm still ahead. I'm still ahead in the head-to-head.
Wasn't man enough
I'm still
to
ahead.
wasn't man enough to
I
admit that
smashed
you're trying to get
you.
players
I
in
smashed you
on the
2
podcast.
runs. 2 runs. I smashed you.
Anyways, let's move on to the next game. Asphalt Reserves versus the Kronuses. So 36-24, I recorded the lowest points of the week. Lost to Dan. We went down to the last game of the week, but wouldn't say that I decided to score like 5 goals and shaved that for all and crazy stuff. Didn't happen. So Dan, thoughts on your victory?
Probably a surprise result, as implied by me trying to trade 15 players with your 15 players before the game, which you turned down for some reason. Yep, entirely new defence. Getting Pogba back helped. Yeah, not a high scoring one, but a couple of clean sheets and a couple of assists from midfielders did it for me.
Yeah, win's a win.
Your team had to be the best farmed out team for a game week to come out with a win as well. It was just the incredibly thought of well placed by getting Danilo in, him playing an amazing game.
And Manga as well.
And Manga as well, that's also another great shout, and those two really carried, and then everyone else got really decent points, no zeros, no nil points as well, especially when you're going out on the farm. It's always very difficult to find a player that actually plays 90 minutes.
Yeah, when I saw that team, I was worried about Pogba, Hazard, maybe Richarlison, but never Mango or Danilo.
Yeah.
The other guys like 13 points. So. Yeah.
What about Wes Morgan? Because I beat you with Wes Morgan.
Let's not comment about that.
But I will admit I got lucky with the Spurs game because was it Ericsson, Kane, Vertonghen all blanked, and that could have ended very badly for me.
And David De Gea, 11 saves.
That's
So Tottenham basically done a Tottenham.
Yeah.
Which
And you were,
doesn't really
I think you were just relying on that one game,
Yeah.
right? If Tottenham worked out for you, then you knew you would end up winning.
Yeah.
Was that
And then Lukaku himself doesn't want to play football anymore. But then Rashford's playing better than him, so you can't disagree with that. And now Kane's injured, so in a bit more trouble next week as well. So I did get Vertonghen off Ed, so I was kind of hoping to get a clean sheet, but that didn't work out for me too. Sané got 8 points, and he was miles ahead of the rest of my team, who everybody else managed at 2 points or 1 point. So yeah, he was very bad.
Also a bit unfortunate with the Palace keeper.
Yeah.
Played the first half, clean sheet, fairly comfortable. Hennessy comes in and does what Hennessy does best.
Yeah, such a shame. Oh well. Onwards and upwards, as they say.
Although I did like the way you left Kane on the bench
Yeah.
when you knew Lovren was out.
Yeah. I did the
Those
same
mind
things on the
games
bench.
didn't work.
Oh,
So I told Dan that Kane was on the bench.
Oh, nice, nicely played.
Lovren
Nicely played. Yeah.
Didn't really help me, but yeah.
And would you see going forward? I mean, you've been very close to me, keeping me on edge in the table and playing masterfully well in the previous games.
So my team, they've been punching above their weight. I've always had one player perform for me during a game week, and that's allowed me to kind of hold on to you. But your team is just too strong for mine, and that's going to start showing when you start building that gap. And my next game is Nicholas, so potentially you can increase your gap.
Must win.
Yeah.
Right.
With my main striker injured, my reserve striker injured, and then my reserve striker kind of in trouble as well. I don't really know what's going to happen.
And James on the line, what do you think about this game and Abu and Dan's position to going into this head-to-head?
Yeah, I think Dan's done well. Good performance again. Usually gets similar numbers, but it was a bit of a surprise. Kane and Lukaku with very low points. Well done, Dan. You've done well. Pulled it out of the bag. He's slowly getting up there in the top 5. Strong team with Hazard, Pogba. Well done. I've just put in the trade, by the way.
The first on the podcast trade. Come on, let's do this.
No, I've done one before.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah,
And also, you should have taken the Arnautovic offer on the Friday before he heads to your part of the world.
So is that all confirmed then? He's off to.
Yeah, he's
Highly likely.
come out and said it today.
Oh no, he's still staying. I'm in touch with Chinese.
You're halting that visa, yeah?
Yeah. I'm blocking it.
Edward is about to leave the room. Okay, and let's move on to the final game of game week 22. That was Nicholas versus Binesh. Binesh winning 42-33, 10 points, a very big win.
That was such a close game at the start, right? And Binesh just smashed it at the end with
Jesus.
Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus came, and he was his saviour for that game week for last night, and 13 points right at the end to make that win just that much more comfortable. But
So Binesh also had 18 points on the bench as well.
shocking he didn't put Etheridge in. I mean, I'm surprised he put. Chelsea against Newcastle. I mean, it was just, it was either or really. But I mean, I think everyone had a feeling that Cardiff game was going to be a good one for every single player or every defensive-minded defensive player. That's why so many people went in really quickly for the Cardiff defenders. Ed, playing masterfully well, getting in Morrison and Dan with and Ghana as well. So yeah, I'm surprised you didn't put Etheridge in, but a win is a win. Doesn't matter. We win by 1 point or 10. You still get the same 3 points. So no.
And Nicholas's loss also has helped you to have some distance between him.
Yeah. No, that has helped with me winning and yourself, Abu, and Nicholas both losing. It's given me a 3-point advantage to Abu and a 5-point advantage to Nick. So I'm getting a bit of a gap, but I feel like I'm still going to get Frankenstein teams basically placed against me, and it is, what I have to deal with, being top of the team, top of the table. But so be it. It's only going to make my team stronger, and I'll keep attacking these people.
And interestingly, Nicholas has got his 3 main players, Son, Mendy, and Wilson, are injured. So that's
Or at the Asia Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's also susceptible to a bit of rotation with Trippier and Walker. I mean, Walker has played far fewer games than I thought. He's ranked 50 overall, and I would have thought coming into the season he'd be a lot higher, similar to Trippier.
I
Rank
think
82.
Martial and Felipe Anderson have gone off the boil now for him as well.
Yeah.
We're getting him a lot of points. John, thoughts on this?
So I think that Nicholas's team was pretty poor this week. Only 2 players above 3 points, and they came from the defence. But credit goes to Binesh. Great performance. He's climbing up the league, 4th place, 3 points away from that top 3, and that's coming from a team who were very low towards the start of the season and struggling for points. Great performance from Jesus. Showed faith in him, and he's come through.
Well, he only got Jesus as a result of giving Mihir Aguero.
Yeah.
So that's 2 game decided by
Jesus.
questionable.
Jesus decided by Jesus. Yeah.
Questionable loan deal.
Interesting, because me and Binesh had a conversation about Jesus a long time ago, and finally Jesus come good for him. Inadvertently, obviously, but come good for him.
But you're a man of your word. You weren't lying.
Exactly.
It just took a little bit longer. But,
James has also sent me an offer. Willian and Arnautovic for Eriksson and Mitrovic.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
Thank you, James.
Hello.
So that wraps up game week 22. Now let's move on to game week 23, where we've got some more highlights. We've got the battle of the best team in the league, John versus Sham. Great Balls of Fire versus the ex Binesh review. Greg versus Binesh. Mihir versus James. Dan versus Ed. And myself versus Nicholas. So we've gone into length about John versus Sham. So just to keep it short, let's quickly cover it before it kicks off. Sham.
I'm going to win. Smash him.
Smash him. John.
He's going to try and get loans in. It's going to backfire.
That's not what he was asking.
I've
So-
answered the question.
Backfire. You said
Okay.
Listen,
Alright,
come
so,
on.
no. So,
Dan?
he thinks he's going to win.
Given the fixtures, I will say Sham. Arsenal Chelsea is not going to help John.
this team's way too strong. I predicted your team ages ago, so I have to stick by my bet. The man himself's going to do it. James.
Sham to win by 15.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah.
All in my
15-0.
back. 15. We're talking NFL bets now.
Yeah, so that's
Nice.
4-1 to Sham. So Binesh versus Greg. Predictions, Sham?
I'm going to go Greg. Binesh actually. Sorry. No.
Excuse the room, please.
Yeah. I mean, Greg's going to help out with, Digne in his side. Digne is just, he keeps getting in double digits. But, Binesh has got such a strong squad. Aguero's back after, time off. He's just got such a good squad. He'll be fine.
John?
Greg's 2 hit and miss. I think Binesh will take this one.
Dan?
Yeah, I agree. Greg's team has got a lot of players who turn up 1 week and then don't turn up for 3. But Everton away at Southampton, and he's got Coleman and Digne. He's got Deeney and Pereira at home against Burnley. Yeah. Yeah. I'll go Greg just to even it up, and I know how upset Ganesh gets with the predictions going against him.
James?
If I knew that, I would have just said, "Oh, go Greg."
James, what do you think?
Ganesh, he managed to sneak it every single week, but yeah, I'm actually going to go for Greg. I think he might actually put me on the bottom, which is a little bit alarming.
And I think just to wind up Ganesh, I'll go with Greg as well. So that is 3-2 for Greg.
We think Greg's going to win.
Nice.
Next game, Kronos versus Nicholas is Weidenweiser. James, you first. What do you think?
Second.
Sorry, which one was that?
It's myself versus Nicholas.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to back you a bit.
Thank you.
You're going to nail it. Well done.
Dan?
I think this will be quite a low-scoring one, looking at for injury and absent issues that you both have. I think you will just edge it.
Sean?
So it's a battle of two teams with players that don't represent their position in the league. So I think it'll be quite a low-scoring game. I think Abby just might take this one.
Sham?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Nicholas' team without Son there, issue with Wilson, and yeah, I think it's Abu. I think the Ericsson, Kane,
Injured. Kane's injured.
Oh, Kane's injured. Cool.
So I think it's going to be the battle of injuries, and whoever can actually field 11 players will
Yeah.
win this one.
I think I'm going to go with Nicholas and just.
Yeah. 4-1 to myself. Next game, Mihir versus James. So James, I'll let you go first.
So is Mihir keeping quite a lot of those players that he's currently got?
So Jesus is coming back into his team, but I think he has to give some of those players back now.
Right, okay. Well, if he keeps the Man City contingent, I think they're away at Huddersfield, so they'll romp that pretty easily. I don't know, I might be able to sneak it. It's going to be close. I need to get some waivers in, and yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'll, if I do win, it will be a sneak, not by much.
James, Dan?
I will go Mihir. I think he just does enough most weeks. He didn't quite, fell a bit short this week, but most weeks he just does enough to get the win.
John?
I think that James is going to take this one, and I actually hope he does, because if I get this win over Sham and Mihir drops points, I could move up into that middle pack. So I'm going to go with James.
Sham?
Yeah, sorry James, I'm going to go with Mihir on this one. Just like he's got some amazing players, and his core team actually does really well, scores really highly, gets an average of 40 points. So yeah, Mihir.
So I'm going to go with James. James scored the second highest points last week. He's got Willian.
Who he's trying to flog to anyone who will have him.
Well, I think that's a tactic, so he can get the best out of Willian. So Willian feels a bit unloved, and he might just perform.
Nice.
And Mihir's going to give away a few players, so I think James will leak this one. That's 3-2 to James. And then the final one is Dan versus Ed. So Dan, I'll let you go first.
Which I'm worried about, because Ed normally, every so often, Ed flukes one. And that does concern me.
How did it end the last head-to-head with
I think I fluked it. Bear with me a second. 27-24 to me.
Ooh.
I'm going to go for a repeat of that. Exactly 27-24.
Oh my god.
John?
Just like the last game, I'm going to be rooting for Red, and I think that he might be able to do this one as well. Last week he scored 39 points, which, for the team that he's building is very strong. If he can continue that, if Dan's team doesn't strike on all chords, then he'll be able to take this one. So I'm going to back Ed to win this one.
Sham?
Yeah, Dan. I think his midfield is superior right now. One of the best midfields in the league, with Hazard, Richarlison, and Pogba. Yeah, Dan.
Yeah, I'll have to agree. Dan's trio in the middle is very strong. And
I'll have to
Ed-
get rid of them then.
Ed generally has one good game per game week, so I think he's had his big game. He's FA Cup final with Greg, so that's pretty much it. James?
I'm going to go for Dan as well. I just think he'll be too strong for Ed. Ed doesn't win back to back. Neither do I.
So that's 4-1 to Dan.
Yeah.
That pretty much wraps everything up, unless there's any other business.
Watch out for the video that's going to be coming in 2 weeks for the Top Guns Cup.
Or the Top Gun Cup. Yep.
Dan and I have seen a pre-cup version of this video. It's very cool, with some great graphics, all 80s based, and we've identified what trophy we won as well. So it's going to be incredible. There's not going to be any random gate or anything like that, so it's going to be fair for all to
It was in the rules.
to partake in and win, really. So it's a free for all for anyone, really, and it should be fun. And we've put in handicap situations where where anyone that's playing a team that's far superior, or, have got all the key players. There's going to be situations where you can limit those the power of those players. So it really is a fair game to everyone. So so everyone's in for the win in this one.
So the Top Gun Cup is on its way. Very much 80s themed, and it chooses to be fairer than the previous cup we had.
Yes, get your aviators and your leather jackets out. That's what it's all about.
And apparently you need to watch Top Gun
Yes.
multiple times. And Binesh is Tom Cruise.
He thinks.
He's the right height.
He's the right height. He believes in Scientology. That's fair.
Brilliant. Well, guys, thank you very much. Thank you for dialing in. James, have a good day. I think you're not feeling well, so we'll make sure you have loads of chicken feet to heal you up. And guys, thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Cheers, guys.